Rain fell hard on the metal roof of Mina Park's small house. Thunder boomed across the sky of Nexus 7, the human colony planet that had been her home for 3 years now. Wind howled between the buildings of the settlement, but Mina's house stood, alone at the edge near the dark forest that covered most of the planet. Mina sat at her kitchen table, drinking hot tea and looking through medical files on her tablet. As the only vet in the colony, she was always busy. Tomorrow she had to check Farmer Lee's sick cows and give shots to the Kim family's new puppies. A loud crash from her backyard made her jump. It sounded like something had hit her storage shed. Mina put down her cup and walked to the window. Through the heavy rain she could barely see anything. Probably just a fallen branch, she muttered, but grabbed her flashlight anyway. Living on the edge of the settlement meant dealing with local wildlife sometimes. Putting on her rain jacket, Mina stepped outside. Cold water immediately soaked her pants and boots. She pointed her flashlight toward the shed. The beam caught something white on the ground. Mina moved closer, careful not to slip in the mud. The white thing moved slightly. "Hello?" she called, even though no one would be out in this storm. When she got closer, Mina gasped. It wasn't a branch or trash blown by the wind. It was an animal, but like nothing she had ever seen before. The creature was about the size of a large dog, but its body looked more like a cat. Its fur was pure white, standing out against the dark mud. But this was no ordinary cat. It had 6 legs instead of 4, and where the fur had been burned away, Mina could see shiny scales underneath that reflected her flashlight beam in rainbow colors. The creature's eyes fluttered open for a moment, bright pink eyes that glowed, slightly in the darkness. Then they closed again. Mina knelt beside it, her medical training taking over. The animal had severe burns along its right side. They looked like weapon burns, not natural injuries. Someone had attacked this creature. "Who did this to you?" she whispered, reaching out slowly. The animal didn't move when she touched it. Its breathing was shallow and quick, signs of pain and shock that seemed universal across species. Despite its alien appearance, Mina could tell it was dying. She had 2 choices: leave it to die in the rain or try to save it. The creature could be dangerous. No one on Nexus 7 had seen anything like it before, at least not in the reports she had read. Lightning flashed, illuminating the creature's face. In that brief moment, Mina saw something in its expression that seemed almost intelligent, like it understood what was happening. "I can't leave you out here," she decided. Mina took off her jacket and carefully wrapped it around the creature, avoiding the worst burns. It was surprisingly light for its size. The animal made a small chirping sound but didn't fight as she lifted it. Inside her house, Mina cleared her dining table and laid the creature down. She lived alone, and her front room doubled as her clinic for small animals. Her hands moved quickly, gathering medical supplies. "I don't know what you are," she told the unconscious animal as she prepared pain medicine, "but I'm going to try to help you." As she worked, cleaning the wounds in the bright light of her home, she noticed more strange details. The creature's claws could retract completely into its 6 paws. Its ears had tiny, movable parts that looked almost mechanical. And the scales under its fur seemed to change color slightly as it breathed. "You're definitely not from this world," Mina whispered. "So where did you come from? And who wanted you dead?" Outside, the storm grew stronger, but Mina barely noticed. She was focused entirely on. Mina did not sleep that night. She stayed beside the strange white creature, checking its breathing and cleaning its wounds. By morning, she had used almost all of her burn medicine on the animal's injured side. "I need to get more supplies," she told the unconscious creature. "But I can't let anyone know about you." The colony leaders were strict about unknown species. They would take the animal away for tests. Mina had seen how the science team treated new creatures, with cold interest, not care. She covered the animal with a soft blanket and locked her door before heading to the medical supply store. The morning was bright after the storm, and people were out fixing damage from the wind. "Hey, Mina," called her neighbor Day. "Did the storm hit your place bad?" "Just some fallen branches," Mina said quickly. "Nothing serious." At the store, she bought extra burn medicine, painkillers, and bandages. The clerk raised his eyebrows at the large order. "Big emergency," he asked. Farmer Han's prize cow got caught in an electric fence, Mina lied. Nothing I can't handle. When she returned home, Mina found the creature awake. It had moved from the table to the corner of the room. Its pink eyes watched her carefully. When she stepped closer, it made a low growling sound. I'm not going to hurt you, Mina said softly. She put down her bag and moved back, giving the animal space. The creature's burns looked terrible in the daylight. Some went deep into the strange scales under its white fur. But what surprised Mina most was how the animal held perfectly still, watching her with clear intelligence. Slowly, Mina opened her medical bag and took out food, a packet of synthetic protein she used for sick animals that wouldn't eat. Hungry? She asked, placing the food halfway between them. For a long time, the creature didn't move. Then, still watching Mina, it crept forward on its 6 legs. It sniffed the food, then quickly ate it all. Good. That's good, Mina smiled. I'm going to call you Bayek. It means white in my language. Over the next 3 days, Mina and Bayek developed a routine. She would leave food for it, then back away. Each time Bayek would eat, then allow her to come a little closer. By the 4th day, she could touch its head briefly. On the 5th day, Mina finally managed to treat all of Bayek's burns with fresh medicine. The animal still growled when she touched certain spots, but it didn't run away or try to bite her. Your wounds are healing well, Mina told Beck as she wrapped a clean bandage around its middle. Those scales help, I think. They're amazing. Beck made a soft purring sound and closed its eyes. Mina was sure the creature understood her words somehow. That night, as Mina slept on her couch, she had given her bed to Beck. She woke to the sound of vehicles outside. Through her window, she saw the lights of colony security patrol cars moving slowly down her road. Suddenly, Bayek was beside her, fully alert. Its fur stood up along its back, and its ears flattened against its head. The security lights swept across Mina's yard, and in that moment Bayek moved with incredible speed, disappearing under her bed. When the patrol knocked at her door, Mina answered with a fake sleepy smile. Just routine checks, Dr. Park, the officer said. There's been reports of unusual animal activity after the storm. Seen anything strange? No, Mina said calmly. Nothing at all. After the patrol left, Bayek stayed hidden for hours. When it finally came out, Mina saw something new in its pink eyes. Not just fear, but understanding. Bayek knew it was being hunted, and it knew Mina had protected it. That night, for the first time, Beck slept beside Mina's couch, one paw resting against her hand. 2 weeks passed. Beck grew stronger every day. The burns healed, leaving shiny patches on its white fur where new growth was coming in. Mina was amazed at how fast the creature recovered. You are the strangest patient I've ever had, Mina told Beck one evening, as they sat together. She was working on her tablet while the 6-legged creature lay beside her chair. Beck watched everything Mina did with careful attention. It learned to open doors and turn on lights. Once, Mina found it studying her medical books, moving its eyes across the pages as if reading. One morning, as Mina checked Bayek's healing wounds, something strange happened. When she touched a spot on Bayek's head, just behind its ear, a flash of images filled her mind. She saw trees, stars, and strange buildings made of crystal. Then the images disappeared. Mina pulled her hand back, shocked. What was that? She whispered. Beck stared at her with its pink eyes. Slowly it moved forward and pressed its head against her hand again. This time Mina felt emotions, curiosity, gratitude, and a deep sense of connection. The feelings weren't her own. They came from Bayek. You're talking to me? Mina asked. Beck made a soft purring sound. It pressed harder against her hand. More images came, a group of creatures like Beck, but with dark fur. They moved through a forest at night. Then Mina saw humans with weapons. Fire, pain, fear. Mina gasped and pulled away. Your family, she said. You were attacked. Beck lowered its head. A wave of sadness passed between them. Over the next few Days, Mina learned more through these strange mind connections. Beck's species was called the Nyx. They were hunters from a planet at the edge of this solar system. Beck was young, not yet fully grown. Its white color was rare. Most Nyx had dark fur that helped them hide while hunting. That's why they want you, Mina realized. You're special even among your own kind. One evening, as they shared dinner, Beck suddenly froze. Its ears turned toward the window before Mina heard anything. Seconds later, the sound of vehicles reached her. Beck's fur stood up in fear. "Hide," Mina whispered. She went to the window and saw 3 large transport ships landing at the colony center. Men in expensive clothes stepped out, followed by guards with weapons. One man stood out, tall, wearing a shiny black coat. The others Trar. Morning light streamed through Mina's windows. She had barely slept, spending the night planning what to do next. Beck lay curled in the corner, its pink eyes half open, watching her. "We need supplies if we're going to leave," Mina said. "I have to go into town one last time." Beck sent her a feeling of worry when she touched its head. "I'll be careful," she promised. "Stay hidden. Don't make any noise." The colony center was busier than usual. People gathered around the 3 large ships that had arrived last night. Mina kept her head down and walked quickly to the supply store. Inside, she filled her bag with food, medicine, and tools. As she paid, the store owner leaned close. "Have you heard? June Kim is here," he whispered. "The famous collector. They say he's looking for something rare." "Who?" Mina asked, pretending not to know. "Richest man in 3 systems. Pays well for unusual animals. Half the colony is out looking for whatever he wants." Outside the store, Mina saw the tall man from last night. June Kim stood in the colony square, surrounded by guards. He was speaking to a group of locals, including Day. Mina pulled her hat lower and walked the long way home to avoid them. As she neared her house, a sleek black vehicle passed her. It stopped at her front door. A woman stepped out, tall, with short hair and a cold face. She wore a uniform with weapons at her belt. Mina froze in the shadow of a large tree. The woman knocked at Mina's door, waited, then walked around the Yauer house looking in windows. After a few minutes, she returned to her vehicle and spoke into a communication device. Heart racing, Mina waited until the black vehicle drove away. Then she ran home. "Beck," she called softly as she entered. The house seemed empty. For a terrible moment, Mina thought Beck had been caught. Then she heard a soft sound from under her bed. Beck crawled out, its body low to the ground. "They know," Mina said, dropping her bag. "Somehow they know you're here." She packed quickly, food, clothes, her medical kit. She had a small vehicle she used for farm visits. They could take it into the forest beyond the colony borders. No one went there because of the dangerous local animals, but with Beck's help, they might survive. A knock at the door made them both freeze. Beck disappeared into the back room. Mina opened the door just a little. June Kim himself stood there, smiling. Up close, his face looked smooth and perfect, like it had been fixed by expensive doctors. Behind him stood the cold-faced woman and 2 guards. "Dr. Park," June said. "I am June Kim. This is my security chief, Tae. May we come in?" "I'm very busy," Mina said. "What do you want?" June's smile didn't reach his eyes. "I collect rare specimens. I believe an unusual animal might have come to this area recently. White fur, pink eyes. Have you seen such a creature?" "No," Mina said firmly. "Nothing like that." June studied her face. "As the colony veterinarian, I thought you might know if anyone had reported unusual animals. People only bring me their pets and farm animals," Mina said. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have patients to visit." She tried to close the door, but June put his foot in the way. "Dr. Park," he said, his voice harder now. "This creature is very valuable to me. I'm prepared to pay generously for information." "I can't help you," Mina said. June nodded to Tae. "Tomorrow I'll return with proper authorization to search all properties in this area. Colony law requires you to cooperate." He removed his foot. Think about it until then, Dr. Park. As they walked away, Mina closed the door and leaned against it, heart pounding. Beck came to her side and pressed against her leg. In her mind, Mina saw clear images of forest paths, hidden caves, safe places away from humans. Yes, she whispered. We leave tonight. Darkness fell over the colony. Mina checked her small vehicle one last time. She had packed food, water, medical supplies, and warm clothes. Now they just had to wait until everyone was asleep. 2 more hours, she whispered to Bayek, who sat watching her with alert pink eyes. A sudden pounding on her door made them both jump. Mina looked out the window and saw lights. Many lights. Vehicles surrounded her house. Open up, Dr. Park, called a loud voice. Colony security. Beck's fur rose along its back. It sent Mina a clear feeling of danger. Hide, Mina said quickly. Under the floor. Her clinic had a small storage space beneath a loose floor panel. Mina lifted it, and Beck slipped inside. She covered the panel with a rug just as her door burst. Open, June Kim walked in, followed by Tae and 4 armed guards. Behind them came the colony security chief, looking uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Dr. Park, the security chief said. Mr. Kim has received emergency authorization to search for a dangerous alien creature. There's nothing dangerous here, Mina said angrily. This is my home. June smiled coldly. Search everything, he ordered his people. The guards began tearing through Mina's house. They opened cabinets, flipped furniture, and broke open locked drawers. Mina watched helplessly as they destroyed her home. Tae noticed the packed bags by the door. Planning a trip, doctor? I have patients in the outer farms, Mina lied. I was getting ready for morning rounds. June walked slowly around the room, studying everything with sharp eyes. You know, he said quietly, I've captured 17 rare nicks in my career, but never an albino. Do you know how valuable such a creature is? I don't care about your collection, Mina said. The nicks are intelligent hunters, June continued, ignoring her. They can bond with other species, form connections, but they're dangerous too. Wild, unpredictable. He stepped closer to Mina. Helping such a creature would be illegal, even for a kind-hearted doctor. Tae called from the bedroom. Sir, we found animal fur. White fur. Mina's heart sank. She had tried to clean up, but Beck's shedding fur was hard to hide completely. June's eyes lit up with excitement. So it is here, he whispered. Where are you hiding it, doctor? That's just from my pillow, Mina said. It's synthetic fur. June studied her face for a long moment. Then he nodded to his guards. Keep searching. It's here somewhere. For an hour, they searched every corner of Mina's house. They found more white fur, but no sign of Beck. The floor panel remained undiscovered beneath the heavy rug and table that Mina had positioned over it. Finally, June's excitement turned to frustration. Enough, he snapped. We'll continue tomorrow. With better equipment, he turned to Mina. You've made a mistake, doctor. The Nyx is not a pet. It's a predator. One of the deadliest hunters in the galaxy. If you say so, Mina said, trying to keep her voice calm. I'm placing guards outside your house tonight, June said. For your protection, of course. We wouldn't want you leaving before our search is complete. After they left, Mina sank to the floor, surrounded by her destroyed belongings. She felt trapped, helpless. Her escape plan was ruined. When she was sure no one was watching through the windows, she lifted the floor panel. Beck climbed out, moving silently. It pressed its head against her hand. Instantly, Mina's mind filled with images. Caged Nick specimens, in pain, but unable to move. These weren't just any images. These were Bayek's memories. You've been in his collection before, Mina whispered in shock. You escaped. Beck's answer came as a feeling of fierce determination. In her mind, Mina saw June's face, then the face of Tai. She felt Beck's anger, its desire to protect. No, Mina said firmly. We can't fight them. We need to find another way out. But as Beck's pink eyes stared into hers, Mina saw something changing in the creature. Its muscles seemed to be growing tighter, stronger. Its claws extended slightly from their sheaths. For the first time, Mina felt afraid of her alien friend. She fed Albino alien cat, fixed it, and watched it kill for her in return. Part 7. The hunter becomes the hunted. Rain poured down as Mina and Beck ran into the forest. They followed a narrow path that grew wilder with each step. Behind them, they could hear shouting and see the flash of lights. The alarm had been raised. Faster. Mina gasped, her clothes soaked and heavy. Beck moved alongside her, its white form glowing faintly in the darkness. The creature seemed different now. Its body remained larger, more muscular than before. Its movements were precise and deadly. Every few minutes, it would stop and listen, pink eyes scanning the darkness. After an hour of hard running, Mina had to rest. She collapsed beneath a large tree, breathing hard. Beck circled her, alert for danger. "They'll follow us," Mina said. "June won't give up." Beck touched her hand with its nose. Images filled Mina's mind. The forest at night, creatures hiding, watching, waiting. Hunters becoming the hunted. "What do you mean?" Mina asked. The answer came in feelings rather than words. Confidence, strength, the joy of the hunt. Mina shook her head. "No. We need to keep running. Find somewhere to hide." Beck stared at her with those intelligent pink eyes. Then it lifted its head and seemed to listen to the distant sounds of pursuit. Slowly, the creature's fur began to change. The pure white color darkened in patches, creating a pattern of shadows and light that matched the forest around them. "You can change your color," Mina whispered in amazement. Beck nudged her deeper into the forest. They found a small cave hidden behind thick bushes. Mina crawled inside and Bayek followed. "We'll rest here," Mina decided. "Move again at daylight." But as dawn broke, they heard the searchers getting closer. June had brought more men and tracking equipment. From the mouth of the cave, Mina could see flying drones scanning the forest. "They'll find us soon," she whispered. Rain poured down as Mina and Bake ran into the forest. They followed a narrow path that grew wilder with each step. Behind them, they could hear shouting and see the flash of lights. The alarm had been raised. "Faster," Mina gasped, her clothes soaked and heavy. Beck moved alongside her, its white form glowing faintly in the darkness. The creature seemed different now. Its body remained larger, more muscular than before. Its movements were precise and deadly. Every few minutes, it would stop and listen, pink eyes scanning the darkness. After an hour of hard running, Mina had to rest. She collapsed beneath a large tree, breathing hard. Beck circled her, alert for danger. "They'll follow us," Mina said. "June won't give up." Beck touched her hand with its nose. Images filled Mina's mind. The forest at night, creatures hiding, watching, waiting. Hunters becoming the hunted. "What do you mean?" Mina asked. The answer came in feelings rather than words. Confidence, strength, the joy of the hunt. Mina shook her head. "No. We need to keep running. Find somewhere to hide." Beck stared at her with those intelligent pink eyes. Then it lifted its head and seemed to listen to the distant sounds of pursuit. Slowly, the creature's fur began to change. The pure white color darkened in patches, creating a pattern of shadows and light that matched the forest around them. "You can change your color," Mina whispered in amazement. Beck nudged her deeper into the forest. They found a small cave hidden behind thick bushes. Mina crawled inside and Beck followed. "We'll rest here," Mina decided. "Move again at daylight." But as dawn broke, they heard the searchers getting closer. June had brought more men and tracking equipment. From the mouth of the cave, Mina could see flying drones scanning the forest. "They'll find us soon," she whispered. Beck stood at the cave entrance. Its body was tense, ready. Through their connection, Mina felt the creature's decision. "No," she said firmly. "You can't fight them all." Beck looked back at her. The feeling it sent was clear. "Stay here. Stay safe." Before Mina could stop it, Beck slipped out of the cave and disappeared into the forest. Through their mental link, she could feel it moving away, drawing the hunters after it. For hours, Mina waited anxiously in the cave. Sometimes she felt flashes from Bayek, movement, tension, the thrill of stalking prey. Then, as the day grew warmer, she heard distant shouts. Gunfire. A scream. By evening, the forest was silent again. Mina crept from the cave, worried and afraid. Had Beck been captured? Killed? A rustle in the bushes made her freeze. A man stepped out, one of June's guards. He smiled when he saw her. "Found you, Doctor," he said, raising his weapon. Something white dropped from the trees above. Beck landed on the man's shoulders, its weight driving him to the ground. One quick movement, and the guard was still. Beck came to Mina, its fur now spotted with red. Through their connection, Mina saw what had happened. Beck had not run away. It had circled back, picking off the hunters one by one, leading them into traps, separating them, hunting them. "How many?" Mina asked quietly. Beck showed her. 6, guards down. Tay injured but escaped. June still searching, now afraid, moving with his remaining men toward their ships. "You've turned the tables on them," Mina said. Beck's answer was a feeling of fierce pride. This was what the Knicks were born to do. Hunt. Protect their pack. Mina stroked Bayek's head, feeling the powerful muscles beneath its fur. The creature she had saved was now saving her. But at what cost? "We need to move deeper into the forest," she said. "Find somewhere they can't follow." Beck led the way, moving with total confidence through the wild territory. As they walked, Mina realized something had changed. She was no longer leading, she was following. The wounded creature she had nursed back to health was now in command, and for the first time since their escape, Mina felt truly safe. For 3 days, Mina and Bayek moved deeper into the wild forests of Nexus 7. They drank from clear streams and ate food from Mina's pack. When that ran out, Beck hunted small animals for them. On the 4th day, they found a large cave system high in the hills. The entrance was hidden behind a waterfall. Inside, the caves were dry and went deep into the mountain. "We can stay here," Mina said, "at least for a while." That night, as they rested in the safety of the cave, Beck pressed its head against Mina's hands. The mental connection between them had grown stronger each day. Now, instead of just feelings or simple images, Beck could share complex thoughts. What Mina saw shocked her. In her mind appeared a beautiful world with 2 moons. Strange crystal cities rose from forests much like the one they were hiding in, and in these cities lived creatures like Bayek, some white, some dark, all moving with that same deadly grace. "Your home?" Mina whispered. Bayek showed her more. The Knicks weren't just animals. They had language, art, science. Their cities were built, with technology beyond what humans had created. Yet they chose to live in harmony with their forests, hunting as they had always done. "You're not just intelligent," Mina said in wonder. "Your people have a civilization." Beck's next images explained why it had come to Nexus 7. The Knicks had watched humans colonize nearby planets for years. Recently, human ships had been seen near the Knicks' homeworld. Beck's pack had been sent to study the human colony, to learn if humans would be a threat to them. "You're a scout," Mina realized. "Not just a lost animal." Then came the darkest images. A human military ship had discovered Beck's pack. There had been a battle. Most of the pack escaped, but Beck had been wounded and separated from the others. The white coloring that made it special among its people had made it easy to track in the forests of Nexus 7. "And June found out about you somehow," Mina said. "That's why he wants you so badly." But there was more. Beck showed her images of June talking to military officials, plans for weapons, maps of the Knicks' homeworld. "He doesn't just want you for his collection," Mina gasped. "He wants information about your people for the military." The final image Bayek shared was the most important. Other Knicks, waiting in a hidden place not far from where they now hid. Bayek's pack had not abandoned it. They had been searching, waiting for their lost member to find them. "Your family is here?" Mina asked. "On Nexus 7? Beck's answer was clear. Yes. And now it needed to return to them, to warn them about June and the military plans. Mina felt a wave of sadness. "You have to leave." But Beck's next thought surprised her. Images of Mina walking with Beck, meeting the other Nyx, being welcomed. "You want me to come with you?" Mina asked. Beck pressed harder against her hands. In her mind, Mina saw herself healing injured Nyx, helping them understand humans, becoming a bridge between their worlds. She saw herself as part of the pack. Family. Tears filled Mina's eyes. "I would be honored." Their moment of connection was broken by a sound at the cave entrance. Mina froze. Beck's fur bristled as it moved into a protective stance. Ty stepped. Into the cave, her face bruised but her gun steady. Her cold eyes moved from Mina to Bayek. "Found you at last," she said. "June is coming, with everything he has." Beck growled, preparing to attack, but Mina put her hand on its back. "Wait," she said. Then to Tay. "How did you find us?" Tay's lips formed a thin smile. "I've been tracking Nyx for years. Your pet isn't the first." She looked at Beck with something like respect. "But it's certainly the most dangerous." Behind Tay, shadows moved. More guards were coming. "What happens now?" Mina asked, her heart racing. "Now," Tay said. "We finish this." More guards entered the cave behind Tay. They formed a circle, weapons pointed at Bayek and Mina. The sound of a vehicle outside told them June had arrived. "Don't try anything," Tay warned. "These weapons are set to kill now, not stun." Beck's muscles tensed. Mina could feel its rage through their connection. But she also felt something else. Beck was waiting, listening. June Kim walked into the cave, his expensive clothes dirty from the forest journey. His perfect face showed anger and excitement. "Finally," he said, looking at Beck. "Do you know how much trouble you've caused me, creature?" He turned to Mina. "And you, Doctor, such a waste of talent. You could have been well paid for your cooperation." "These aren't just animals for your collection," Mina said. "The Nyx are intelligent. They have a civilization." June laughed. "I know exactly what they are, that's why they're so valuable." He stepped closer to Bayek. "The military is very interested in Nyx biology, how they communicate, how they hunt." "You can't do this," Mina said. "It's wrong." "Progress is never wrong," June replied. "Humanity needs what the Nyx have. Their planet too." He nodded to Tay. "Take them both." As the guards moved forward, Beck suddenly raised its head. Its pink eyes seemed to glow in the dim cave. Then it made a sound, not a growl or a hiss, but a long, high call that echoed off the cave walls. June frowned. "What is it doing?" Ty's face showed fear for the first time. "Sir, we need to leave, now." "Don't be ridiculous," June snapped. "Sedate the creature and—" He never finished his sentence. From outside the cave came answering calls, dozens of them. Then came screams as the guards outside went silent. "What's happening?" June demanded. Mina smiled. Beck called its family. Dark shapes appeared at the cave entrance. Eyes glowed in the shadows. Green, yellow, blue. Not pink like Bayek's, but just as intelligent. Just as deadly. The Nyx had come for their lost member. "Open fire!" Tay shouted, raising her weapon. But the Nyx moved like shadows. They slow,